Yo, what's up, everybody?
Yo, what's up, guys? Cryptunez here, or Tunes, excuse me, the Bag Hunter. Yo, nice emojis, man. Look at that. Roll the dice.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Where's the chat in this thing?
Bro, we gotta get the people in here.
Channel. That. All right. What's up, y'all? We're gonna wait for our first person. And no one shows up.
That's all right.
All right, so to watching, I think that's me and you.
I guess it's just us. I guess there's just gonna be a.
Hey, we got our
two-man
first
stream.
watch. Yeah, we're 3 now. Let's get this thing on the roll.
Let's get this bread. Let's get this bread.
Yeah, yo, we're going viral, man.
All right, bet.
We got 4 people.
Yo, what's up? This is Cryptunes and BAGHUNTER coming to you live Wednesday night crypto chats.
Yeah. Feel free to type in the chat box, say what's up.
Yeah, can we get some what's ups? Can we get some what's ups in the chat?
What's up, some WhatsApps. Yeah, it's a blockchain boy.
What up, blockchain boy?
All right, let me get some water in my system.
It's the boy, blockchain boy.
It's actually a good marketing name.
Let's go. I fuck with that name.
Yeah, man. So, yeah. So what you been up to, man? We've been playing this shit for like an hour and a half. It's our first stream.
Yeah, you did.
Yo, Google Hangouts is not the easiest thing to get our head around.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, blockchain boy. Yeah, bro. I had to go through a rebrand. Pretty much.
Yeah. Why did you change that actually?
Well, pretty much the story behind it is that Nate Bag is trying to take over crypto Twitter, and I'm trying to destroy him with my clout. So that's pretty much what's going on right now.
Yeah, that guy Nate Bag, he's been growing, man.
Yeah.
Man, how big is his account right now?
He can't even he can't even break 1K.
Dude, yo, he's been falling behind.
Nate Bag's gonna hop in the stream. I hope.
Yo,
so,
man.
Anyone in the stream, say what's up. Say what's up in the chat. It's your boy Cryptunes and BAGHUNTER coming to you live Wednesday night crypto chats. Surviving the bear market, doing our best. We're wrecked, just like the rest of you.
Well, we're doing our best. Yeah, let us know if you guys want me to do any TA on some coins. I'll be more than happy. But don't spam like 30 coins because we don't have all night. Dr. Lama, what's up, man?
Yo, Dr. Lama, what's up?
So, yeah, man. So let's talk a bit about state of crypto. How do you want to start it?
Fuck. Why don't? Oh, yo, what up, Pleb Pat?
Yo, I recognize Pleb Pat.
Pleb Pat is a king memer of CT, up and coming.
Up and coming. Is he part of the Nate Bag crew?
I don't know. Pat's on his own. Pat's on his own shit.
All right.
Let's go. All right. So I'm Cryptunes. I'm Cryptunes.
Yeah, I'm BAGHUNTER. Just get it straight.
So basically, BAGHUNTER, why don't you take it away and why don't you tell chat about who you are and how you got into crypto?
Right. Well, I first heard about crypto maybe 2014. At the time, I used to love going through forums and shit like that, just trying to get to know as much about different aspects. And I remember seeing that Bitcoin was a really cool way of payment. And I think I owned my first Bitcoin in 2015. At the time, I had no idea what the fuck I was holding on to. I didn't realize what the value of it was. And I just remember how different it was than anything else. And at the time, I didn't have, I didn't have many resources, so I didn't really want to get into stocks. I just remember thinking it was, I don't know, it was a big game to get into. But something about Bitcoin attracted me, and in 2017, I guess, when Bitcoin started getting some more, getting more mainstream. I looked more into it, and I doubled down. And I started learning about it. I invested, I think, my first coin that I bought might have been Neo, if I'm not mistaken, like my first altcoin. And that was after its first run up when it went from Ant shares to Neo. I think I bought Neo at like $34, something like that, after it had retraced. And man, dude, that loss I took on Neo, fuck, when it went to like $10, that was probably one of the biggest L's I took at the start. But
I bet.
I really liked it, and since then I've just been growing my Twitter account, been learning how to do TA, been doing my best to grow it, and been trying to share my thoughts and ideas with you guys. And before we go into further details in TA, I still consider myself a noob in some sense. Like as I said in my first live stream, like I haven't done like 10,000 hours. I'm just trying to improve as much as I can. So take what I say with a grain of salt, and it's about that. How about you, man? How'd you get into this whole game?
How did I get into crypto?
Yeah.
It's not the most interesting story. I was pretty much a normie my whole life, and then I got into trading stocks a bit last summer, and then a few of my boys were starting to buy some Bitcoin, making some gains. They showed me Dragon Chain actually, so I caught a nice slice of that pump, and then I remember, obviously being super pleb noob, I bought the Wraith protocol.
Yeah.
I bought the Verge pump, except I bought the top of the pump. So I took all my Dragon gains, which were pretty nice, and I turned those gains into some nice losses. So that's
I'm gonna pull that up for us right now.
And then,
actually.
so if you can put yourself back to New Year's, that is pretty much in the midst of the Dragon pump, and that is the top of the Verge pump. So pretty much you can see how my waves of emotions were with my Verge going down. My Verge, I don't even know. I was like, my dollar account I think was going up and my Bitcoin was going down. Shit like that. I did not know what the fuck was going on.
Was it here in like December? Around here?
It was just December 31st. I bought.
Oh God! Wait. Let's pull that shit up.
I bought
there.
I bought the news. Man. I bought the news. So never buy the news. So yeah, I joined the community, and
So did you hold all the way down?
Bro, I sold. Fuck, I don't even know. I was showing my fucking. Yeah, dude, same, bro. That ruined my New Year's. I was having a great time in Boston. I was like, yo, I'm about to get rich off crypto. Dragon Chain is pumping. I'm about to just re-pump my bags with Verge, and it just didn't go my way. But that's what happens when greed takes over you. You just you screw yourself over.
No, man, that's well,
so yeah,
that's a lesson, right?
Yeah, I mean, you honestly, yeah. What's up, Namek? I'm gonna destroy you. But anyways, yeah.
What up?
But anyways, honestly, if I think that the best way to learn in crypto is to lose money, because honestly, like, think about it. You go to university, you go to college. Some of these people pay $100,000 just to get an education. Well, essentially, you're not going to learn how to trade unless you lose money. Like, you need to learn all of the tough lessons about everything not to do, and then essentially you're paying for your education, and then before you know it, you'll go from being a wrecked noob to just a noob, and then that's the first step.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Like, you have to have some, you have to have your foot in the door. Like, you have to have some blood in the market. And the more, like, even now, like, I realize how much I don't know.
How much you don't know.
Yeah, like even though I'm improving, every day, and just by charting over and over and over, like I realize how much I really don't know, and we're all part of this big game, and if we can, learn the rules a bit and learn what works for us, then we can come out a winner.
Yeah, and you kind of have to numb yourself to losing money, like, because I mean,
oh yeah,
dude, you're gonna go down 10%, you're gonna go up 10%, like, and it's if your goal is to make it in fucking crypto, you want to become a millionaire. All right, cool. Imagine you have $1 million in some altcoin and it drops 20% in a day. You're losing 200 grand in one day. Like, are you really ready to stomach that?
Yeah.
It's like you gotta know, you gotta learn how to lose money and not let your emotions dictate your trading and revenge trade and all that.
Yeah, man. We can talk more about that also, like different tricks and ways to save your portfolio. Like probably the biggest L I've taken on I guess percentage wise is probably like I don't know, like 70-80% maybe from the top. So that's like a big percentage of my portfolio getting wiped out over time. And with that last 20-30%, I was able to salvage and to look back on my trades, and I was like, fuck, okay, I should have put a stop loss. I should have not been emotional. I should have not hodled the whole way, or thought my bag was going to go to the moon, even if it was consistently going down.
For sure.
So it's all these little things, man, that you learn along the way.
Yeah. So I'm wrecked as fuck. So that's me. That's Baghunter. So why don't we get into just like a general market outlook?
All right, let's check it out. We'll use Bitfinex just for the volume profile and all that. It's also like the biggest market. Something I like to do when I'm charting is just to like really take a look at the big scale. So like I go, let's say on the 3-day, and then I work my way down. So shit, man, what a fucking plunge right there. And damn, that hurt a lot of us on Twitter, and you can kind of tell like emotions are really running high. And this is a time where you have a decision to make. You either double down, get to work, or you reconsider and see if crypto's really for you. It depends if you want to make it out as a trader or just an investor. That's another thing. If you're an investor now, I think it's as good as time as any to start putting in. But even if I say that, I really don't know where that bottom is. Like it could be here. It could be here. The bottom might be in already. You can already tell there's a lot of capitulation volume down here. It does not compare to, let's say, 2015. Yeah. So where they had that death drop, where it plunged like 150 or whatever the price was over there. So the volume isn't there yet, and that's why a lot of accounts I respect, I can see that they're, they don't think the bottom's in yet. So, volume is a good indicator of what's happening, but let's go to the 1 day. You say I drew a bunch of horizontals here. Like a good way to improve your TA is just simply draw horizontal lines. Like see where it had the most touches. There's something called, I think, the VR, visible range. And that shows you where the most volume has been traded across that range. So if I were to, let's say, zoom in here, it'll show you how much volume is traded up to here. And if I zoom out down here, then it'll say, okay, well, a lot of volume is traded at $800. So that's a cool way to kind of visualize to see where the most money has been moved. But yeah, just look up, who is he? CryptoCred. Let me look him up here. So, Cred. Now this guy right here, he's posted so much free material on here. Intro to candlesticks, risk management, horizontals, Fibonacci. Just reading this will improve your trading tenfold. So that's a good place to start. I see a lot of guys posting, links on, like buy my program for 10K. Like, no, you don't need that. Like, just you know, free material, and it's what you need to start with. But overall, if I had to take a guess, I mean, I don't think that's done yet. If I were to see a price, if we were to crack 6K and close above the daily, and then, you know, kind of start from there, I'd say, okay, maybe we should start, you know, looking at a new market, like a new bull run coming in, or at least, you know, cracking that 6K is going to be a big psychological win for a lot of traders. So for now, I mean, we could range, we could maybe test it. I truthfully don't know. But what I do know is, like, it's time to start learning and to really expand your knowledge, because bear markets teach you a lot, and it's a good time to build. When it's a bull run, everyone's making money, everyone's happy, and it's clear skies. So if you're able to win during a bear market, you could win in any market.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my outlook on Bitcoin is more from I have more of a investor outlook than a trader outlook, if that makes any sense. Because I'm not huge on TA, but basically, from what I've seen, is that Bitcoin looks sketch and nobody really knows what's going on. I feel like we got bullish news and then we went down, and then we got bearish news and we went up.
Yeah, the news. That's another interesting topic.
Yeah, everyone needs a narrative. Bulls pretty much went from being wrecked to just praying, and bears pretty much went from being overconfident to now unsure. And it really proves true to this quote that says, markets will behave irrational longer than you can remain solvent. And I feel like a decent portion of crypto Twitter is finding this out to be true, that this is a long game and you need patience and time, and
yeah,
you need everything, I guess.
Yeah, because, like, put it this way, I mean, we only have previous data to base ourselves off of, but if we were to look at the previous bear market, I think, what did I do on the weekly? Here, that's why. So the previous bear market, I think, lasted almost, 2 years? You know, and I think we're close to the same percentage drop. I think the last bear market had an 85% drop from peak to bottom. I think we went to 80% with the recent drop down. So there's two things I'm thinking of. One, there is the backed ETF coming in, and the NASDAQ exchange coming in January, right? And fundamentally, those are two really, really big things for crypto in general. Now, I won't pretend to know exactly regulations-wise, you know, what they could do to prevent it. But once an ETF gets approved, that's a huge win. Because if you look back to the gold chart, I don't have it here right now, but when the ETFs were introduced to gold, it went on a huge bull run. And ETF is simply a way for the public citizen to invest in physical Bitcoins and have it insured, so they don't need to, like, hold a, you know, what should we call it, private key. They don't have to mess around with the tech as much. They could just say, I just want to buy Bitcoin, and they go to their institution. They're like, okay, hi, Goldman Sachs, or whichever institution allows it, and they can buy it. And that's a big thing. People love simplicity. You can see here, obviously, if you scale back, there's a lot of value in getting into something first. But this is, in my opinion, this is still the first 5-10% of what we're going to see once the general population gets in. So, like we said earlier, the trick now is just to outlast and to find what works for you. So long term, like, Bitcoin's not going anywhere. It's fundamentally, it's a beautiful thing, like, just being able to do what you want with your money and not have any boundaries, and not needing to go to your bank to say, hey, can I send this to, you know, my grandma in Israel, and they tell you no because of XYZ political bullshit, or, you know, whatever the problem is. Like, Bitcoin is a beautiful thing in itself, and that's why I know it's not going to go anywhere. Price wise, I mean, like I care, but I don't. Like I work, I still make money on the side, so I plan on investing as much as I can, and I know that it will eventually go on another run. Just looking at the total, let's see here, coin market cap, right? The total market cap is 137 billion. Well, what is that compared to a $17 trillion stock market, something like that? This is nothing. It's peanuts. So overall, I'm long-term hella bullish. Right now, I mean, I'd be lying if I told you where I knew it was going to go. But yeah, the future is bright. Put it that way.
I agree. I think I'm short-term bearish. I don't know. It just looks like it wants to come down to like 2,000, 1,000. You know.
I agree with you. And if we were to compare the prior drop of 85% and scale it to this, it would bring us down to the 3K, 2.8 to 3K level. And a big indicator, like I said, is going to be that volume. That you see that huge sell volume right here? That's capitulation. That's like a what the fuck just happened. So in the meantime, I mean, I think a big trap would be, let's say, a run up to like 5, 6K or something like that, and then just a boom. They could drop, you know, a black swan at any time. And for you guys who are listening, black swan is just it's an event that no one's expecting that just fucks the market. And that could, you know, lead to a swift drop, and that could lead to capitulation for a lot of newer traders who don't yet know what the thing is, what they're holding. So, I mean, you know, time will tell. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, time will tell. I mean, a long term, I don't think anyone would be here unless they didn't really believe that this is here to stay. So,
Yeah.
if you really believe that Bitcoin is going to replace either, you know, fiat currency or replace, you know, gold, as whether we use it as a store of value or as a payment system, just the market cap of Bitcoin is it's minuscule compared to what it would be if it really did fulfill its true potential.
Very true. And like we were talking earlier, just the supply, you know, like, let's look at Bitcoin. It has a current supply of what, 17 million coins, max supply of 21. Not only is the supply very limited, but a certain percentage of this has been lost through like casualty, through losing your private keys, through I don't know, through different things. So I remember reading somewhere someone calculated that about 5% of the circulating supply is out of circulation. So that also adds a bullish aspect to it that we can't really calculate. So
yeah, that's like 870K.
Yeah, like God bless Satoshi for creating something so ingenious. You know, I'm very grateful to that man, or you know, organization, whoever it was is.
Satoshi was a woman. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? You know, I mean, there's a lot more male developers in the space, so the odds would be that it's a male. But I mean, who the hell knows? Anyways, who cares? All I know is that the tech's beautiful, and it gave us both an opportunity to you know, share with the community. So I'm blessed for that.
I agree.
Oh yeah, Necromancer saying there were more than one person. I mean, we don't know, right?
No one knows.
Satoshi is no one knows. I'm open to the idea. Truthfully, I don't know. You know, it's a guess at this point. I can promise you, it's not that fucker. What's his name? Not Craig. The Bitcoin Cash dude.
What? Craig Wright?
Yeah, that guy. Hey, he blocked me on Twitter. Finally.
That's a badge.
It is a badge. I was very proud of that thing. You think we'll ever find out?
No, we'll never find out. No way.
Craig Wright was already disproven. There are certain things that he doesn't know, that he wasn't able to answer on stage. So I mean, like, I'm 100% sure it's not him. Either way, he wouldn't be forking the original coin if it were him. Like, why would you mess with your baby? At least that's how I see it. But anyways, so that's for Bitcoin. If there are any like altcoins you guys want me to take a look at, just post it in the chat. I'm more than happy to. What's the next topic? What do you want to talk about, Brett?
I guess we could just talk about the state of crypto Twitter.
Right. It's a battlefield right now. Twitter is like an exponential version of emotion. At least how I see it. You know, like if Bitcoin pumps 5%, everyone's hyper bullish. If Bitcoin drops 5%, become hyper bearish. It's hard to gauge what the market is doing just by looking at Twitter. So there's a danger in that. You know?
Yeah. Why don't you pull up my latest retweet of that dude.
I got you. Hold up. I really like your avatar, by the way. It's a lot better than the last one.
Thanks.
All right. Here we go. This was from January 11, 2018. You guys can read it there. So imagine being how many followers does this guy have now? 52,000.
52,000. Oh my God.
Yeah, and I obviously didn't have that back in January, but the point being, like, imagine posting that at the top of the market, you know, and people getting wrecked, absolutely wrecked. And it's a good example of, you know, how can I say this? You know, people don't know what they're talking about. And it's not to talk shit about Professor Crypto or whatever. This happens to almost all of us. Like, we really don't know what's happening. And unless you're part of the top 5% of traders, even they make mistakes. But the difference is that they have risk management skills and they're prepared to be wrong. So if you're basing yourself just off certain personalities, like myself, you know, anyone, you're going to get wrecked. So it's good to actually look back in time and actually look at, you know, what these people have said through time and what kind of calls have they made and how, you know, successful have they been, and like do your research on who you're following. I know it takes a lot of time. I know, like, you know, hard work and all that fucking sucks to hear, but it's a part of it if you want to be successful. So yeah.
Yeah, let this just be a lesson that you can't judge how smart or how accurate, how good of a trader someone is based off of their following. Like, if you're just gonna post, if what you want is someone that's a good trader, then all they're gonna post is charts and then they're gonna post their wins. But that's not how you get followers. How you get followers is you spew out bullshit, motivation, you chase clout, and people do that because you can leverage your followers to help you in ways that you guys couldn't even imagine. Like, you have to realize that on crypto Twitter, you can't just group everyone into the same category. Like, everyone does not have the same agenda. You have traders, you have investors, you have degenerates, you have gem hunters, you have clout chasers, you have bears, you have bulls, you have perma bears, you have perma bulls, you have scammers, you have schemers, you have people that are smart, you have people that are stupid, and all of those things that I just listed have nothing to do with how many followers someone has. Like, until you can decipher someone's agenda and until you can view their content over time and actually reference what they said to what actually happened, then you can't just give credibility to someone because they have, you know, 10,000 followers or something like that, or even someone like me or BAGHUNTER who have like 2,000 or 3,000 followers. Like, you need to really do your research. Like, when people say do your own research, that is real shit. Like, you will get ruined if you are basing your trading off of someone else. And as important as it is to do your own research on what bags you want to buy, it's just important to do your own research on who you're going to follow, because your feed and all the people that you follow will have a much stronger effect and a much larger effect on your bias than you'll ever realize. So it's really crucial. If you were just following hopium dealing perma bulls during that entire rundown from December till now, you are wrecked and you are probably down 90% unless you got lucky.
Yeah, the fucking mochos of CT, like, not to talk shit, but those accounts will show you garbage through whatever cycle the market's going through. So what you're saying is really valid, and I want to help you guys with this. Like, for example, Crypto Trooper, I love this guy. Like, I was very lucky to get into his group when he first opened in July, and him and also Chase NL, they're part of the same group. This guy right here, these guys are real traders. The guys like Crypto Burb, he called the bear market way before anyone else, you know? So like accounts like that, accounts like you retain Cash Boy, right? These guys are real traders. These guys, you know, in my opinion, know what they're talking about. The rest, I mean, none other ones really come to mind. So do yourselves a favor, follow these guys and follow the people I'm following, and follow the people that Cryptunez is following. Like we have quality. Like our feed isn't filled with garbage. Like I want the best. I want to surround myself by the best.
Yeah, agreed. And just like a word to Crypto Mocho, like Crypto Mocho, not a bad guy. Like you know what you get when you follow him. He'll shill everything. He has a bag of everything. And while you may have your opinions on that, when you find a gem that you think is the next big runner, odds are he already has a bag of that. So that's just that's a style. He pretty much has bought in the entire market. Like, I'm pretty sure he owns every single masternode that there is. And
probably.
And who their right mind isn't going to show their own bags. I mean, you know, like you know what you're getting when you follow him. That doesn't mean that, you know, he's a bad person or a bad guy.
You know, if it's still him. Apparently, some people, I believe he sold his account a few months ago, but I guess that's a whole other topic. But yeah, like guys like Mocho. I mean, I'm not talking shit. He's much more successful than I am. But if you're trying to be successful as a trader, be selective. You know, guys like Mocho, they'll shill all their bags, like you said, because it's best for them. And you know, there are some gems in there, but timing means everything. Also, if you're shilling bags during a bear market, you're gonna get wrecked. So you know, it comes at a cost.
Yeah. So, chat, what's up? Chat, need some interaction. What are you guys bullish on? Give us some alts. That's what we know. That's what you're here for.
Yeah. Let's get back to the community. Thanks, Kyle. I appreciate it.
Tomo, Raven, MDA.
All right. One at a fucking time. All right, so this is one thing I want to teach you guys. You see when I go on TradingView and it says Tomo, no symbols, match your criteria? Right, because TradingView doesn't use KuCoin, it doesn't use IDEX, so you guys can go on coinsignals.trade. It's free. And on that platform, they will have your bag. So let's look up Tomo. I guess we'll go coin. See, I've already kind of played around. Yeah, actually, this is a funny example. You see that red arrow over here? Mocho had called the divergence here, meaning that he saw that the price was going down, but the RSI was going up. And he was right. Tomo pumped about 18-20%. So, you know, there are times where, you know, people are right and wrong. So, yeah, anyways, let's get off Mocho's dick for now. You laugh. So yeah, so I like to look at the daily first, usually when it comes to altcoins. Like I said earlier, scale out and then scale into the smaller time frames. So far it's posting a higher low. So take out my little brush. 1, 2. Let's actually let's first draw the horizontals. This will give you a good idea. So I sometimes use the wicks, sometimes I just use the candle closes. So let's put one here, put one here, and let's put one, say, down here. So I'm using the peaks here, here, and you can see how the price bounced off right there, and it's ranging right now. So if I had to, make a bet on Tomo, I would expect it to at least touch it again here, at least. It might range depending on what Bitcoin does. That's a whole other thing. Like, there's a certain time to buy altcoins and there's a certain time not to. When it goes through indecisiveness, it's usually a harder time to to get invested. If Bitcoin is ranging like it was doing from 6K to 6.5, 6K, 7K, 6.5, that's when we saw altcoins do a little run. So remove all. Sorry, I look like a pleb right now on my touchpad. Boom. Boom. Okay, so I like to use RSI and I like to use the Chaikin money flow. Chaikin money flow, they simply plot the buy volume versus the sell volume. So whenever it goes past 0, it's a good sign. So right now on the 4-hour, it's looking, I like using green for that. It's looking good. RSI, it's like, it's in the middle. Like, it's looking better than not. All this means is that there's a lot more buy volume than sell volume coming in, and you can see it here. So overall, like, fundamentally, I'm very bullish on Tomo. Just to talk about it, it has a lot of projects being built on its chain. So let me see the market cap on this coin. 12 million. This is peanuts.
Tomo is a huge gem.
Yeah, like, honestly, it is. They've been building through a bear market, and that's actually one thing that I like to look for, are the projects that are actually building something, that are posting consistently, that are going to events, that are doing live talks. Coins like Tomo Chain, like TFD, T Food, like guys like monsters like these guys are building infrastructures, and they're actually doing stuff, and they never stop posting. So those are things, qualities I like to look for when we're looking at the fundamentals of the project. Raven, Armia, that's another nice one. We use TradingView. Boom. Let me just clear this little red thing up. Let's go on the daily. Yo, what a roller coaster, this coin. Not to post clout or anything, but this is one of the coins that I actually successfully called the top on, so I was quite proud of myself. It's one of my victories. This is actually not looking too bad. I also like to use Fibonacci when I'm doing my retracements and all that. Let's go on the 4-hour. It's like one very popular Fibonacci number is the 0.5, and also this is called the golden pocket, 0.618 to the 0.65 area. A lot of coins are traced to this value right there, 0.18. So if we were to look at just the horizontals, like I did last time, I love drawing horizontals just to get an idea. I could see it doing something like this. Brush, green. All right. I could see it probably touching somewhere in this area where all this clusterfuck of volume is going, and possibly something like that. That to me, that my educated guess would tell me that. If not, it could go to the 618 level, perhaps even to the 0.786, where you see this. So if you start, that's another thing. Like a good trick is to dollar cost average your way into a trade. So like, don't blow all your load in one shot. So let's say if you have I don't know 0.1 Bitcoin and you want to invest it right now, you could put a quarter here, slice it down. You don't have to FOMO into a trade, and that's a mistake that I used to make a lot. I used to want to get into a coin because I was afraid that I'd miss out on profits. Like, more often than not, your altcoin is going to retrace farther than you expected it to. So patience is something that I really like to preach, and that I found really helped me as a trader. I just read the chat. Never blow your load in one shot. It's true, man. You got to keep your you got to keep that semen. Yeah. All right, what else is there in here? MDA. Yo, MDA went on one hell of a run. This is a coin that I don't even know what they. Do you know what loyalty points? Moida.
It's a fucking scam. What the fuck? Who asked for that?
Oh. Okay, look at this. This is a pump and dump right there.
You guys serious? Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god.
Like if any of you guys are actually the irony. Humanizing finance. So this is another thing. Like, if you guys want to invest in a project, please read the white paper. And if there's no white paper, there's a problem. Where is the what? Does this thing even have a white paper?
Humanizing finances, distributing impact.
Okay, that's another thing. If you see Forbes, Forbes doesn't mean shit. Like, it just means some asshole at Forbes wrote an article about it. They're in no way affiliated. Just for future reference, I'm not saying that they said they are, but if ever you see, a big name, like, look twice. Anyways, I'm not going to waste time on this shitcoin. What else?
I mean, shitcoins pump. You can do TA on anything, but don't anyone look at this as like a long-term bet, put away or anything. Like, if it's gonna make you money, let it make you money. But
yeah, here, like, I could put it horizontal right here, or I guess a safer bet there. So if you were to look at it, it might do something like boop, boop, and so. TA and FA are two things that, if you learn how to combine them, can be very powerful. So, every coin will have its day under the sun, but there will come a time where it won't. The sun's going to go down and you're going to be caught holding garbage. So you might profit from a pump, but oftentimes, and I guess pump and dump groups is a whole different demon that we could start getting to talk about later. But yeah, man, like, there's a lot of garbage out there, like, kind of like the stock market. 95. What's the thing? 95% of companies fail in the first 5 years. Same for altcoins. Like a quarter of these coins more have anonymous devs and anonymous teams behind them. Like, you got to be careful what you hold. Because your thing can go to zero one day, and tough luck.
Thanks. Yeah, or you could get exit scammed.
That too. Fortunately, I've never. There was one. What happened to you?
Well, I was in PCN. Is that what it was? I know some people.
Oh yeah. That happened like 6 months ago, right?
Yeah. I mean, there was like a moment where I had a significant portion of.
Look at that. Holy shit. I'm sorry, ma'am. That hurts. Fuck. That looks like BitConnect almost.
Yeah, so there was like a moment where I had a lot of money in it, but I put it in and I took it out because I was just I gained grew that instinct just from months of trading and just seeing scams, and if I was a noob, I would have just gotten super wrecked,
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, once you see a coin pump from 1 to 20 sats, everyone is just like guys, if you got a 20x on that, what the hell? Take your money. Like, take your money. Everyone is just obsessed with finding the next Verge, the next Tron, and the next Sia coin, like, or the next whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like once you see a coin going from 1 to 20, and people start saying it's the next Verge, it's like just run away. It's too mainstream. It's just
done.
it's overchilled, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Like taking profit, that's a whole other demon in itself. Like different traders have different methods. Some traders are more cautious. Like they'll take, let's say, half their stack out after 10%, 20%. Some traders like myself, I like to see 2x, 3x. I'm more of a degenerate in that sense. But that's also because I invest in very low cap coins mostly. I like investing in the bottom feeders, but I like to invest in things that are fundamentally, at least to my eyes, strong. And that's a book I read actually. It's called the Altcoin Handbook. It was by this guy Patel. What was his name? Do you know what I'm talking about?
What?
Patel. He wrote a book called the Altcoins Manual. Here you go. An Altcoin Trader's Handbook. This book is mwah. Buy it. It's on Amazon. This isn't a paid shill. It's actually a fucking good book. And he talks about metrics and what to look for in a coin and his story, how he got screwed in the markets, how he won. You know, he talks about his backstory, but more importantly, he talks about supply, inflation, what makes a shit coin not a shit coin. So I learned a lot from this book. So I'd recommend picking it up if you have like 10, $15 to throw at something.
If you have that much money left.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I forgot where I was going with that, but yeah, be careful. D-Row. Ever get into D-Row?
No, yeah. You get into D-Row. There's a good one.
Yeah. Oh shit! Look at that. So I put this chart up. Probably 2 weeks ago, a week ago, something like that. And that's just putting horizontals, just like here and here. Yeah. If you take profit at these horizontals, even if you're just cutting 25%, 30%, just take a bit of profit out where there were the most wicks or candle closes. You will make more money. Like if we all took profit when we were in profit, there would be a lot less wrecked people out there. And human greed is an emotion that's really hard to get over. But once you conquer that, once you find what works for you, you can start breaking in those wins. Have we ever made YouTube videos? No, this is actually our first collab. Yeah, so turns out Tunes is a fucking cool guy.
Yo, Panos. I'm actually looking at this. This is kind of interesting.
Luminio. All right, what is this? Luminio.
I have a bag of both Luminio and Stellite.
Luminio. What's the ticker for that?
LMO. It's not going to be on TradingView, but it's on
Digital Money Bits.
It's on Stacks.
Oh, it's like one of the.
It's not going to be on TradingView. I'm looking at these two websites. They're actually really similar, and it's probably just a template because if you click on just click on Stellite homepage, that little graphic right there with those blocks. I've seen that same graphic a lot. So I think it's just either both teams outsourcing their design, their digital whatever, just to the same person, or maybe they both reached out to the same team. That is actually interesting. I mean, I know I've talked to one of I actually interviewed the lead developer of Stellite, so I can reach out to him, and I know that Lumen, I know both teams, so I can reach out to them and I'll find that out for you, and we can figure it out next stream.
And another cool thing, like while I'm on the Block Explorer here, is to look up the rich list, and that's one thing that Nick Patel talks about in his book. You can see what the top 100 people are doing with their coins. Are they accumulating? Are they sending it to exchanges? Unfortunately, Lumineo or whatever, how you would call it, they don't have a rich list yet. But if you go on any Block Explorer, you can find it. And it's a good way to know what the big money's doing. Someone mentioned Zill in here. I didn't forget it. Mr. Dirtwolf. We'll get to that. Zill. I remember I had a little pump today. It's actually looking it's looking all right. Let's go on Binance for that. Yeah, so here you can see just like a clear example of wicks. Like if I look here, boom, you see, like the price just shot through, and unfortunately there's a lot of supply / bag holders of this area that got caught buying here, and they've been waiting for a little while to sell. So I mean, it's hard to tell what it'll do, but Zill is a strong project, I think, from what I hear. I don't know if maybe you might have a better idea, Tunes.
What about Zilliqa?
Yeah.
I know nothing about Zilliqa. I just group it into like the 100, like what is it, like $100 million market cap? Like I don't know, anything that is like a Binance 100 to like $1 billion market cap, I don't pay attention to because it's just.
Well, I guess the market. Let's check this out right now, actually. And you bring up a good point. Like, there's a lot of there are a lot of projects that, 150. Like, where I think we're both in on the same idea. Like, I don't invest in this, not because I don't think Zilliqa or whatever is a good project. It's just the R&R isn't there. Like, I want to have a coin that has a $15 million market cap, a $1.5 million market cap. I want to get 100x. I want to get 10x. If you buy something that's worth 150 million already, what are the odds that it's going to go to 1.5 billion? Much lower. There's only 9 projects. Fuck Bitcoin SV. 8 projects. Fuck Tether. 7 projects that are worth that. So investing in the big boys isn't always the best.
Yeah, and just like a word on Binance, like Binance is the most reputable and popular and highest volume exchange, I guess, at least from like an American standpoint. But that doesn't mean that they're that doesn't mean that they care about you as a trader. Like I'm pretty sure a lot, if not most of their volume is fake. And to anyone that looks at Binance as like the best exchange in the world, I like to refer them to what happened with Bitcoin. I don't know if you guys even remember what happened with Bitcoin BC.
Oh God!
Like it pretty much, Bitcoin got listed at Binance. Like something weird happened where there was an issue with this coin Bitcoin. The ticker is BCN.
BCN, BTC. Yeah, I'm on Polo right now because Binance took it off.
Yeah, so there's an issue with their coding or their wallets. So you couldn't. So every exchange like canceled their withdrawals and like put it on hold. And then like 2 days later or something, Binance listed Bitcoin, and somehow it just, because there was such a low supply trading on the exchange, it's just all of a sudden started trading at 10 times the price, and then it pumped even more. So it ended up pumping maybe like 20 times or maybe 25 times, but it was just all so sketchy. And CZ probably had a bag, and they probably made like $1 billion off of it. And then by the time that normal traders could actually get their coins onto the exchange so that they could trade it, it was back down to the original price. So essentially it's like almost like a pump and dump. And then maybe less than a month after this happened, Binance delisted Bitcoin. So it's like
wrecked.
Yeah, that's just a scheme. And
that's negligence right there. That's like criminal negligence.
So anyone that thinks that, Binance has your best interests at heart. They don't. Anyone that owns an exchange at the end of the day has the same goal as you, and it's to make money.
Exactly, and that's one thing you have to come to terms with. On one hand, we have freedom. We have the freedom to trade how we want, but on the other hand, we're still fish in a big
It's a centralized exchange. That means you play by their rules.
Exactly. So like exchanges like Bittrex, for example, they're more trustworthy because they're in the States, because they're getting fucked by the SEC, because they're regulations, So it comes at a cost, it's the wild, wild west, and you can get lucky and profit, or you can get screwed if you have all your money in one place, or if you get unlucky. So yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys remember, maybe it was like a month ago when there was all these Binance pumps, and it was like these coins literally went like 5 or 10, and then they dumped 50% within 1 minute. It's like, yeah. I mean, I'm just referring to a comment by Rick. He said, "I thought fundamentals don't matter on Binance shitcoins," and that's just not true. Like, it doesn't matter where the coin is. It doesn't just because a coin's on Binance, it doesn't give it credibility. Is what I'm.
It's actually worse if it's on Binance already, just because going back to low market cap coins, like let's say you have a bag of Stellite, and Stellite gets listed on Binance, the FOMO that's going to go into it. But once it's been listed on Binance, it loses that edge. So to me, like being listed on Binance, yes, it's good for exposure, but on the other hand, I'd rather get a coin that has a chance of being listed on Binance, like Raven coin. Like I had a feeling it would get listed on Binance. I didn't act on it. I didn't buy any, but I had a feeling it would, and it did. So unfortunately, I didn't profit from it. But there's some projects that are fundamentally strong that will make CZ look good, that will make Binance look good. And if you're able to, either get lucky or read, you can profit. So yeah.
Yeah, you give up the catalyst in exchange for volume.
Right. Here he's saying what I meant is if it's on Binance, you can trade it purely based on TA without having to read the white paper over 5x.
No, that's not true at all.
Yeah, no, sorry, man. Yeah.
Here's how you get listed on Binance, or here's how you used to get listed on Binance. Here's probably what would happen. You send CZ like it just is all relative to how big the exchange was at the time of the transaction, but you pay CZ partially in Bitcoin, and then you pay him partially in your coin, and then CZ has a bag of your coin, and then he pumps your coin, and then he sells his bag. Like that's probably what happens on Binance. It's just a business transaction, If you're an ICO and you have millions of dollars, first of all, if you're an ICO, you probably scam, and second of all, if you're an ICO, then you have money to pay for exchange listings, and that's how a lot of these coins end up on these big exchanges. Not necessarily because their fundamentals are so strong that CZ determined that bag is deserving of a finance listing. It's more so that these projects have enough capital to spend to get the exposure and volume that they wish to have on Binance.
Right, exactly. And, like personally, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's a business. You pay for exposure. You get exposure. By the way, you're kind of breaking in and out a bit.
Sorry. Yeah, well, it's a centralized exchange. You're gonna get what you get.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like all that to say, I find the coins that are not on Binance and read the white paper 5-10 times. What supply is, understand what inflation is, understand what circulating supply is. Like just to give you guys a quick example, let's look at this one comes to mind, Zcoin. Like let's compare the circulating supply to max supply. 5.7 mil to 21 mil. That's about what, like 28% of coins are in circulating supply right now. That's a low circulating supply. That means that there's still what, like 16 million coins to mine. That means there's a lot of supply coming into the market that is not there yet. So that's when you should go through their website, go through the white paper, see what their coin emission is like, meaning how many coins are coming in every block, every year. Do advisors, are their coins locked up? How long are they locked up for? Because let's say coins like ICX, their advisors have to hold on to their coins for what, a year or two, or their team has to hold on to it for a year or two. What happens in a year or two? Let's say they want to cash out, then they flood the market with coins. So there's a lot of, like, these two metrics, circulating and max supply, are very important. I like to see a circulating supply that has at least like 75%. That's already been put into the market, kind of like Bitcoin. Let's say it has a circulating supply of 17, whatever. That's more than 75%. So yeah, that's a cool little thing that I like to look at. There's a lot of projects that only have 10%, 20%, 30% circulating supply. So in the end of the day, I'm not saying it won't pump, but it's better if this metric is closer to that one. So that's a cool thing to look at.
I do like Zcoin though. Just want to say that.
Yeah, and another cool thing to look at, Masternodes Pro. All right, so this website, you can look up any Masternode any Masternode coin. Let's look up. Yeah, see Loki's right here. Here's Zcoin. Bam. Let's look at the amount of masternodes that have. See this? This goes from February 2018 all the way to now. You see this? This is the amount of masternodes. It's just growing, which means that people aren't cashing out. People are cashing in. They're buying masternodes. They're buying 1,000 Z coins to add to that. So masternodes, there's a time and place for them. I think now is a better time than any. You don't want to be buying a masternode coin at the top and then, sure, you're getting what, 15.5% a year, but your investment went down 100%, or sorry, 95%. So there's a time and place, and this is a good website to actually be like, okay, what are people doing? Are people cashing in, or are they cashing out? So yeah, I like this project. I love privacy coins. I mean, there's a place for them. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
On privacy coins or on emissions?
Privacy coins / Zcoin.
I don't know the fundamentals of Zcoin that well, but I knew that I was in Dumbstream the other night, and he was talking them up. So, I mean, that's really all it takes for me. But I mean, you guys need to realize that the whole point of crypto is privacy coins. And when the way that Bitcoin was made was that it's too easy to tie. Like, if you read the Bitcoin white paper, it's going to tell you that your addresses are supposed to be anonymous. Like, they're not supposed to be able to be, they're not supposed to be able to tie them to individuals. But with the way that our society is and with this surveillance we have, it's just impossible. So, yeah, exactly. So Monero has these things called ring signatures, which essentially scrambles your transactions. Pretty much, if I was to send a transaction from my wallet to someone else's wallet, it's going to use a ring signature, which is going to scramble the transaction, and you're not going to necessarily know who sent what to who. So that Monero is basically Bitcoin, except it solves the problem of being able to tie which wallet to what person and who sends what to who. So, I mean, the whole point of crypto is privacy. So if privacy coins are not a wave. Like, I hear sometimes, I've listened to the Crypto Street Pod, and they like to ask their guests, they like to ask their guests, so what are you bullish on in the next year, in the next cycle? Are you bullish on privacy coins? Are you bullish on X, Y, and Z? And to me, it's you can't put privacy coins into a you can't just think of them as their own category, because at the end of the day, the whole point of crypto is privacy. So yeah, just rambling.
And we're going to see that more and more, where I think I was reading today, the U.S. sanctioned the Bitcoin interests. Like, you know, I don't even know really what that means for someone who, for the guy on that end, but privacy is a big thing, and especially with what we're seeing, you know, in the news. And personally, I do my best not to pay attention to it, because I'm more focused on TA and on crypto. I care more about that, and also the fact that there's never anything good on the news. People talk, you know, garbage all day, and there's just death. I'm not about that, but just people's privacy is at risk, and these coins have a place. And you know, one thing I actually wanted to bring up earlier is, if you look at Coinbase, what privacy coin is there? Is Zcash, right? And on one hand, as an investment, I think it's smart to average into the coins that have exposure. But on the other hand, it means to me that there's perhaps some sort of backdoor on Zcash that allowed it to be, you know, accepted onto Coinbase, that's been accepted by the SEC or whatever institution they had to apply to. So if you're looking to be anonymous, I would probably not go with Zcash. But if you're looking for a privacy coin as an investment only, it could be smart. So, you know, that's another thing.
Yeah, Zcash is the ultimate like government cryptocurrency.
Yeah, and to be fair, like tech-wise, I'm a fucking potato. I'm a banana. Like I won't pretend I know a lot about that kind of stuff, but I just know that whatever privacy coin is pushed by institutions, that there has to be some sort of backdoor or some sort of way that they can control what's happening on that chain. So it's just some food for thought. It's a little conspiracy theory. All right, take care, Paul. Yo, thanks for tuning in. Good luck with the dogs.
Yeah, later, Kyle.
Peace out. Yeah, man. So that's that on privacy. Anything else you want to talk about, bro?
I mean, people are getting banned out here on Twitter, so that's not the best. But I mean, it's just been ongoing.
Oh, dude. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I lost 3 accounts before I got this one, and I don't even know how. And when I say that, like, literally, I was doing what I'm doing now, and I got shadow banned 3 times. So, like, this was the BAGHUNTER. That was my last ditch attempt at creating something on Twitter, and luckily, it was a miracle that I'm still around. But you got to be careful on Twitter, man. Like, I don't even know what people should not talk about. Maybe like ICOs or anything. Because I remember talking about ICO was a big issue a couple of months ago. People shilling ICOs, and they went through a whole ICO scourge, just banned a bunch of people. But even now, like, there are a bunch of big accounts that are getting fucked. Like Inverse Bra, or I forget what it's, Stardust. There's a bunch. So yeah, fingers crossed it doesn't happen to us.
Yeah, there's like a long list of big Twitter accounts that have gotten banned. I want to say
CryptoMonk too.
CryptoMonk, CryptoDale, T-Mech, Randy Marsh, Stardust, Lord Flaku.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more. Like, there's more, and yeah, Stardust. Love you, bud.
Yeah.
I think Jack is just wrecked, so I think he's banning all the bears is what's going on.
Conspiracy theory number 2.
Yeah, but besides that, I don't know. I guess I think my advice is don't joke about death, and I think that's really it. Like,
that's a big thing. Don't joke about suicide. Like personally, for me, like, I hate those kind of jokes because not only is it insensitive, but I've lost someone to that, so it's real. People have been known to commit suicide when the markets go super south, really badly, and they've lost their house, their wife, their kids. So not to get into that whole spiel, but that's something that I take really seriously. So yeah, it's a harsh reality that's a part of this market and any market.
Yeah, you gotta have thick skin to be on CT. Like there's no filters,
No
but yeah,
no filter, no
but
mercy.
it's Twitter. It's pub. Like while we do think that we have our own bubble of crypto Twitter, at the end of the day, we still are on Twitter, which is a centralized platform, and just don't joke about. I think murder is really what it is. Like I think and just don't. Yeah, I don't know. Don't joke about physically harming another person or yourself, I think is what it comes down to, because I think of all the bans I've seen, they had to do with talking about killing someone or I don't know. That's my best guess. I really don't know though.
Yeah, I guess just one thing is just to read the rules. Just get acquainted with what Twitter takes seriously. But even at that, I mean, I got shadow banned 3 times, and I know for a fact I didn't break any of them. So, just like if you have to think twice before posting something, usually it's a good idea that you don't post it. And that's something that I live by. So, so far it's worked.
So yeah, stay safe out there if you know how, because I don't.
We're just doing what we can with what we've got. So yeah. Anything else you wanna talk about?
Not much. I guess that it's good talking to you, and it's good.
Yeah, man, for real. Seriously, we gotta do this more often.
And shout out the chat. Shout out chat.
Yeah, shout out to the chat. Flood Patrick, everyone who's come in, Nate Bag, Dirt Wolf. Really appreciate the interaction. Shout out to Thoro.
Blockchain Boy.
Yeah, Blockchain Boy. Oh, have you guys ever made a coin or thought of it? Not personally.
Grim.
Yeah, have you ever thought of making a coin?
Bro, like if you want, you have to realize some of these coins that you guys are trading are really just like someone just thought, I'm gonna make a coin and get rich off it, and that's what you want to do, then fucking do it. I don't know,
Yeah, but no, personally, I never have. I'm just trying to focus on one thing at a time. So for me, it's trading. But whoever's in chat right now, like if you want a good start on who to follow on Twitter, just as I said earlier, just take a look at.
Just follow me.
Follow exactly. Follow who I'm following. These 418. I keep it a hard cap at 420. I don't fuck with that. There's only so much information I want to subject myself to. Click on that. Follow who I follow, and your feed will improve tenfold. So that's about that. I got to eat my 5th meal of the day. I'm getting starving, but it's been real good interacting with you, man. And I'm sure we'll do this again. All right.
Yeah, for sure. Peace out, everyone. Clout is a currency. Block Nate Bag, and
yeah.
We're gonna make it. We're all gonna make it. We all may be wrecked right now, but we're gonna make it. Okay.
Yeah, man. And chat, if you guys want, if you learn something, just share this on Twitter or whatever platform you have. We want to get the message out, and we really appreciate you being here. And we'll catch you next time. All right.
Sure.
All right. Take care, guys. Peace out.